Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to be going over a potentially snowy and cold October for parts of the eastern two-thirds of the United States. We're going to be going over the temperature anomaly forecast as well as how many areas should be expecting snowfall this October. We're going to be going over who should be expecting that snowfall this October. Also, something I want to mention, I have two announcements. Tomorrow I'll be coming out with my October 2020 forecast. That'll include temperature anomalies and precipitation anomalies as well as the overall forecast at the end of that video. And also I unlocked the community tab feature, so if you just go to my YouTube channel and click on the community tab, you'll be able to see all of my posts. I already have one up there just saying that I unlocked the community tab, so I'll be posting updates on there if I have any changes in my schedule or anything like that. And also if there are any forecasts that I might put out earlier than I would, maybe I put out a sneak peek of an October forecast. I'll put a sneak peek of the October forecast later on today, and I'll also put some sneak peeks of other forecasts. For example, my winter forecast, I might put a little sneak peek of that earlier in the community tab feature, so you won't be able to see that anywhere else, and you'll get exclusive content as well as some extra updates on storm systems, especially if there's multiple storms. I can only cover one per day, so that'll just definitely be a very useful tool for me, and if you want to, you can go check that out, and it's on my YouTube channel. So let's start off with it right here with the National Weather Service page. We have red flag warnings for the central part of the country as well as extreme fire danger risks for parts of South Dakota there. We also see air quality alerts for parts of Wyoming, Colorado, and California there, with more red flag warnings and heat advisories in effect for southwestern California there. And we also have some wind advisories for parts of southeastern New England. Other than that, there's not a lot going on in terms of watches and warnings. So let's start off here with your current 2-meter temperature anomalies, and this is the European Ensemble model, and this is a collection of 51 models and showing you the averaged out temperature anomaly forecast. Now, we're going to start off with this. We're going to go in 24-hour increments, and then we'll show you what potentially after this cold air attack goes away, what could be coming in the near future. So this would be by practically when I'm recording this video, we have a frontal system that's moving along portions of the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast, and that will be moving to the east, and behind that will be all the cold air. So areas along the East Coast still really haven't seen their cold air really come in. Once this batch of rain comes through, you're going to start to see probably by Wednesday morning and getting into Thursday, definitely you'll be feeling it. You'll see that cold air. Behind the front, we have very cold temperatures that are closer to 13 to maybe even 15 degrees Celsius below normal, which is around anywhere right around 20 to 25 degrees Fahrenheit below normal. So it is quite below normal. Now, here would be your forecasted 2-meter temperature anomalies, and this would be before Wednesday morning, September 30th, and we're looking at over the southeast, the south central, and now it's starting to get into parts of the eastern United States. Parts of New England are still very warm, but that's just because the front has not moved through just about yet. So this would be by Wednesday morning, and then here would be by Thursday morning, October 1st, and much of the eastern two-thirds of the United States, except for parts of New England, are now into that cold air. You see multiple areas of cold air. We see one big low pressure that's kind of broad and sitting over parts of the southeast, and then we have another area which is sitting over Minnesota and Wisconsin, and that is spinning around some of that cold air. So all that cold air is going to converge. These two areas of cold air are going to converge together, and they are going to become a little bit stronger than what they were before. And now notice this, we have cold air that's able to kind of make a funnel all the way from the North Pole and parts of northern Canada down into central Canada, and then down into the central and eastern United States, and that is allowing some very cold air to move into the eastern United States. Later on in the forecast, you're going to see this starts to shut off, and you're not going to see that cold air coming from Canada, but while we still have that cold air from Canada, we are going to see quite a bit of, again, cold air and potentially snowy conditions, which we'll talk about at the end of the video. Now, here would be by Friday morning, October 2nd, and we have over the central and eastern United States, we have some cold air still in place and well below average temperatures still in place over those regions. Here would be by Saturday morning, October 3rd, and we're looking at still that cold air is still in place over those areas, especially for the eastern half of the United States. It's really taking over. Here would be by October 4th, Sunday, and we're looking at the cold air now getting split up into two different areas. We have one arm of cold air which is ahead of this front, which is currently stationed, or by this time it would be stationed over the East Coast. So we have two different areas of cold air, which again are going to converge. So it's kind of a rotating cycle of cold air where you end up getting one batch of cold air that dies out, but then another one is there to kind of save it and rescue it, and then we have it replenish again. And so we're going to see that trend continue over the next week or so, and maybe even a couple weeks after that. Now, here would be by October 5th, Monday, and we're looking at that cold air still in place, and you're seeing where that low pressure system is. It would by this point be over Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, and it's going to be moving its way into the East Coast areas and further to the east. Now, here would be by Tuesday morning, October 6th. It's dipping further to the south, and now it's moving into the southeast by this point, but still much of the eastern United States is in that cold air. But notice what's happening now. We see that cold air gets shut off because now we have a big upper air high pressure system that's taking over parts of southern Canada. So what that's doing is trapping all that cold air over the North Pole, over the northern Canada regions, over Greenland, over Alaska. So now we don't have any more cold air supply. So we're gonna have to kind of conserve what we already have, and because we're not gonna be able to get any more. And we also have that warmer air off to the west, where in the western United States we also have a ridge of high pressure. So this cold air is now trapped over the eastern United States and easternmost Canada, and it's gonna start to fizzle out, and you'll see that in the model run. Now, here to be by October 7th, it's starting to slide further to the east, and that warm air is encroaching upon it. Here would be by October 8th, Thursday, and we're looking at the cold air still over the eastern, I would say, third of the United States. Here would be by Friday morning, October 9th, and we're looking at probably the eastern fourth of the United States now in that cold air. Here would be by Saturday morning, October 10th, and that cold air just lingering for the coastal states. And then as we get into October 11th, pretty much the entire United States is either average or above average in their temperatures, and that area of extremely warm temperatures off in the plains is going to continue to rotate further to the east. And then with that it's going to kind of create a little area of cold air that could develop in the northwest, and we could see pretty much the same pattern kind of happen again into early November, where I think the snowfall, if that were to occur, would be a lot more widespread. Now, here again is what I was talking about, that cold air forming in the northwest. I skipped a couple frames, and this would be by October 13th, and we're looking at areas in the northwestern area of the United States looking at that cold air, and this is actually where our cold air originated from. We had an area of cold air that originated in the northwest but migrated to the eastern U.S., and that's what's originating this very cold air attack that's coming to the eastern United States currently. So we could potentially see something that's similar to that. We'll have to see if this area in southern Canada opens up for the Arctic to really funnel into the United States. That'll really depend on whether we see that snowfall and that cold air persist into November and potentially into December. Now, let's start looking at the 6 to 10 day outlook from the 4th to the 8th of October. The cold air over the east, and then you see that really diminishes by the 6th to 12th, where the warm air is really starting to overtake. The only area in the cold air would be the southeast. Now, let's start looking at this map that I made. I've been using it in the past couple of videos, and this is showing you in each region, each individual color-coded region, how many of the ensemble models for the European ensemble model, how many of those members showed at least a trace of snowfall anywhere in that region. So there are 51 ensemble members, and I think it'll become a little bit more clear what this represents and what this means as we play this through. So this is going through only October 14th, so about the halfway mark in October, and let's play this through. So here would be for parts of the Cascades in Washington and Oregon. 48 out of the 51 models showed some snowfall for those regions. 43 out of the 51 models showed some snowfall for Idaho, Oregon, and Washington. Or actually 37 of the 51 models showed some snowfall for the Sierra Nevada mountains and also for western Utah, southern and southeastern parts of Idaho there. 42 out of the 51 models showed some snowfall there for Utah and a little bit of Colorado and Wyoming. 10 out of the 51 models showed some snowfall for Arizona and surrounding regions. 24 out of the 51 models showed some snowfall for parts of northern New Mexico, and a couple of the models even showed some snowfall for the panhandle of Texas. 51 out of the 51 models, so all of the models showed some snowfall for at least the northern and central Rockies. 21 out of the 51 models showed some snowfall for the northern plains. For the northern Great Lakes, we also saw 51 out of the 51 models show some snowfall for these regions. 5 out of the 51 models showed some snowfall for these regions, and then 0 out of the 51 models showed at least some snowfall for parts of the central Appalachians. Now, 7 out of the 51 models showed snowfall for parts of central Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and into southern Vermont there. And then 15 out of the 51 models showed some snowfall for northern New England and northeastern upstate New York. So that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Again, go check out my community tab. I will be updating you guys on storm forecasts if I'm not able to make a video on that day. I'll also give you exclusive graphics on there where I'll show you potentially my snowfall forecast for some snow events, rainfall forecast, storm forecast, all of that. And also I'll be doing a couple of polls just to see what you guys think on a couple of ideas I have. So definitely go check out my community tab, and I'll update that frequently throughout the next weeks and coming months. Now, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Please consider liking the video, subscribing, and turning on notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.